Everyone online, we're waiting for one more CORC member to give us a quorum.
It's A. Michael. I don't know what.
Okay, I think that in our quorum is the person named Michael. Is that Michael Gelfand?
Bingo. By the way, when I was clicking on the link, I received a screen message that said I was not allowed to connect in. I don't know if other people had that problem at all.
Okay.
It's just you, Michael.
Just you, Michael.
All right. Usually I cause problems, not around.
All right. We have a quorum, so we can start the meeting only 1 minute after we're supposed to. Let's start off with our attendance, Dorothy.
Dorothy Banaszewski, Facilities Construction.
Michael Guida, CORC.
Holly Hahn, Office of the General Counsel.
Michael Tupiolo, Facilities Construction.
David Dolan, Facilities Management.
David Porter, CORC.
Barbara Myers, Construction Purchasing.
Bill Hugel, CORC.
Over here? No, just.
Walgrave, the Whites Company.
John Levinson, Rel Enterprises, representing Wharton Smith and Skovich.
Bob Bliss, Office of Inspector General, School District.
Sean Butler, CORC Construction.
Sam Ferrari, PGAL.
Jacob Katz, Purtle Construction.
James Farrell, Facilities Construction.
Steve Messam Construction.
Roby Durrell, Moss and Associates.
Joel Campbell, Facilities Construction.
Okay.
Court members and our board member?
Yes.
You want to announce those?
Yes. Michael Gelfand.
Present.
Sam Shannon.
Present.
Chadrick McCoy.
Here.
Virginia Ferris.
Here.
And Frank Barbieri.
I'm here.
Okay, and Mr. Sanchez is on too, I believe, right?
Yes, he is.
I'm here too.
Okay, thank you all.
Chadrick's raised his hand.
Yes, Tragic.
So, Mr. Chair, how many CORC members do we have present in the actual physical room? I'm just curious.
3 in the room. Mike Guida, myself, and Bill Hugel.
Okay.
We need a total of 7, and we have 7.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Okay. One minor reordering I'd like to suggest to the agenda. 502 should come after 601. We usually do the election of officers after we've completed everything for the current meeting. And so that would mean also then approving minutes would be done under the current chairperson. It's a minor item, but we'll just shift that around. And then for future years, Dorothy, let's just set it up that way.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Michael.
Just as a reminder, if we have quorum issues, I'm out at 10, a few minutes beforehand. Thank you. Sorry about that. It's a bar meeting.
Okay. That's okay. And what I was going to suggest is that once we get through the prelims here, we go ahead and push staff updates after we do our consent agenda and the PC and the FCs so that we get those discussed while you're still present. If we don't get somebody else to sign on when Michael leaves, we won't have a quorum. And so therefore we wouldn't be able to complete business. We may then want to do election of officers as part of pushing that up the agenda.
Yeah, that's a question, right? Because we can't do voting things, but can I do all the other presentations? Sorry, for everybody else, I'm asking Holly, can we do like our presentations and stuff like that, staff updates?
I would do that after if
That's
an
okay.
issue, right? We'd want to do the voting, the business.
The voting stuff.
Because
Okay.
yeah.
We'll do minutes and we'll do elections because they have to vote on minutes too, so.
Okay. You want to talk about Lou?
Okay, yes. Well, it's real quick. As you all know, I'm a sports fan, so last 24 hours has been quite shocking in the retirement of some of the all-time greats in coaching with Saban and Belichick and Carroll. As we say, sometimes all good things do come to an end. And unfortunately, I bear the news that Lou Doctor will no longer be with us on CORC. And
Is he going to the NFL?
yeah, I was gonna say, he's taking over for Belichick.
Yeah. Boston accent will fit right in Boston, yes.
But sincerely, staff cannot express our great love and appreciation for everything that Mr. Doctor has done for us and for the school district of Palm Beach County for the many years. I don't even remember.
Well, I've been on 22, so Lou and Virginia have been on longer than I have.
So it's been quite a number of years. And so we certainly want to, from a staff perspective, want to express our great gratitude and appreciation for everything that he's done and what he's represented to this organization.
Yeah, I spoke to Lou. He's had some minor, well, some health issues, let's just say, and he's decided that, you know, it's time to kind of give up his position on CORC. So he will be missed, but remembered. So Lou, if you're out there listening, good luck. Okay.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I will miss Lou.
Yep.
Same here. Thanks, Lou, for your service.
All right. I have nothing else to report. Anyone with conflict of interest for anything today? All right. Hearing none. Our CORC reports are now kind of open for someone who would like to take them on, as Lou used to do, which was a reduced scale version of our minutes. If not, Dorothy and I have talked, and she's willing to take on, as she does the minutes, kind of a Reader's Digest version of Lou's report that we can still send to the board. So if any CORC members get the urge to want to take on the report, please let us know. All right, we'll postpone staff updates and let's just go right to the consent agenda so we can get on to the discussion items.
Do public comments first?
Yes, public comments. No public comments. Okay. All right, I'm going to read them off and.
Before you go ahead, go on,
Yes.
was there an email that went out with any questions and answers? I didn't seem to see one.
Yes, it went out yesterday, I think early afternoon. We got Dorothy's response.
Later afternoon, probably around 5:30 PM.
Oh, was that late? Oh, okay. End of the day yesterday, Virginia, an email went out.
All right, I missed it. Thank you.
All right, FC1. FC2.
Here.
Michael Guido. FC3. I wanted that one. FC4. PC1. PC2. PC3. PC4. PC5. I wanted that one. PC6. And PC7.
Move the items not pulled on consent agenda to go forward to the board.
Second.
Second by Tredrick. Go ahead and poll us, please.
Okay, Bill Hucchio,
Yes.
David Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
Yes.
Michael Guida,
Yes.
Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Tradrick McCoy,
Yes.
Virginia Ferris.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we will start with FC2, Mike Guida.
This was the issue where there was two buildings on campus that I guess they found out there was some water infiltration through condensation from the attic into the building. And the solution was to insulate the attic and add air condition. But I did not see where there was no adder for air conditioning in the that I didn't see it
So the
lost.
air conditioning was the original scope in the project. So that was, the project was to add air conditioning or update the air conditioning. There was always air conditioning in the building. They got a new air conditioning unit. And what that did was that all of a sudden is really efficient blowing colder air, and that made the condensation a little bit worse because when it was blowing kind of lukewarm air, it wasn't that big a deal, but now it's colder air and now it's condensating more. It didn't cause the problem, but it just exacerbated a little bit. The ductwork was going through an unconditioned attic space all along, which we don't like to do nowadays. So what we ended up doing was closing up the attic and taking out the insulation between the ceiling and the roof and insulating the outside volume so that it's all one space. And that's,
Did you bleed off air from the air conditioning unit into the attic as well?
no. There's just a tile ceiling, so there's no thermal barrier there. So it's not fully conditioned, it's semi-conditioned. So it just, yeah.
All right, I agree with the concept of it. Good job, but to bleed a little bit of air into the attic might be a good recommendation as well.
Won't that get in there through the ceiling system because it's just a lay-in system?
Yeah, it would if you remove that moisture barrier, but
Well, they did.
That's part of it. They
not as,
removed that
yeah,
much. Yeah.
not as robust as if you just bleed a little air in there.
There's probably enough ductwork leakage that'll happen.
We hope not on the new.
I was gonna say, I hope not.
And then in the cost analysis, I saw there was a lot of allowances that were made, the second issue.
Yes.
So is that just a best guess estimate and then proposed by you, by the staff, or?
Basically, because the issues that with some of this work, we had to get going to keep the leaks from happening, to at least that part, we need to get right away. So they wanted to get up there. So we put an allowance in there and they're tracking T&M
Okay.
to get that work done. Yeah.
All right, so we might get a credit in the future.
Could likely be, yeah.
Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Want to make a motion on it?
Recommend this for removal to the board.
Okay, need a second?
Second.
All right, second by Sam. Any other comments, questions? All right, poll us, please, Dorothy.
Bill Hukill,
Yes.
David Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
He's muted.
Sorry, yes.
thank you. Michael Guida,
Yes.
Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Chadrick McCoy,
Yes.
Virginia Ferris.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, FC3, I had pulled that one. Under the Proctor letter talking about how they got to the savings, one of the items was how they organized dumpsters so that it was a unified dumpster instead of every sub having a dumpster, and how all the subs are required to do the cleanup. I know we don't get into means and methods with our contractors, but when, even on a job like this, it saves $42,000, then that's real money. That's real savings. Is this something that we should be encouraging or somehow requiring in our specs for future jobs so that, we're kind of forcing those savings?
Yeah, I mean, we do somewhat leave it up to the contractors as means and methods, but we do recommend things as we go in every project that makes sense for the project. So the SPAs are out there every week, checking on things and trying to make things sure and efficient. For the most part, our contractors are really good about that, trying to save us money where they can, and every project's a little bit different. So in this case, they did a great job of itemizing out what they did.
Yeah.
A lot of times that just happens and it's kind of goes unnoticed, but they did a really good job outlining that.
Dorothy, on that letter, if you can go down to Division 22, right there. Yeah. It seems like the additional water coolers we weren't going to do because they were going to be a problem cost-wise. Will we change the coolers that we've been trying to do in every project? Or are we just going to leave the old coolers, which probably don't have bottle fillers? The same with 26, electrical. They were suggested to put extra light fixtures in, and then I guess because it was going to be a CCUA, they were not done. And it's nice to have the savings, but the light fixtures are needed. Is there a plan to go back and put them in?
I'm not sure if they are needed. That's why I think it was
Okay.
it was the catch-all, do everything, and is it really needed? But that may be why it's not included or what? On
Well, maybe on a follow-up, just check on the water coolers and the light fixtures, because it did say the project team proposed to change the water coolers and to add light fixtures. So I assume the project team is the architect and staff.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really kind of give us conclusion as to whether that stuff's not needed, and therefore, fine, give the money back.
We give them a follow-up?
Yeah, we'll get a follow-up. Yep.
Okay.
That's all I had on that. Someone have a motion to move forward or anything else to comment about?
I'll motion it to move forward to.
Okay. Got a motion? Second by Mr. Shannon. Any other comments, questions? Polis, please.
Bill Hookil,
Yes.
David Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
Yes.
Michael Guida,
Yes.
Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Chadrick McCoy,
Yes.
Virginia Ferris.
Yes.
Okay, I think the only one left was PC5 that I had pulled. Hold on a second. Yeah, and my comment's really in general, not necessarily for any one contractor and for this project, but my understanding is CM is selected, and then there's a negotiation phase with purchasing. And I guess through that negotiation phase, hourly rates are then discussed and negotiated. You know, some contractors charge more for overhead and profit than other contractors, and some are consistently doing that, and they're allowed to do that. But I guess my question is, when does that get to a point where the district goes, no, I'm sorry. We got 8 other people we can pick from that are going to be less costly, and no, I'm sorry, go away.
So what we do, there's two different, the pre-construction phase is a little bit different because we have that 1% that we're going to get charged. So it's going to come in right just under 1% every time. So as far as because the hourly rates, we're not as concerned about, but when we negotiate the final GMP, absolutely, we look at that, look at the hourly rates, look at how much overhead they have, negotiate that. And we have basically a range that is acceptable project type. And there has been a couple projects where we haven't got in that range. But most of the time we can get within that range and work forward. And Barbara might have a better explanation. But
No, I was going to say the exact same thing. So what you're looking at here for the production phase, it's not, those rates don't carry through until to the GMP phase. So that is just what is negotiated just for this particular section of the contract. That's it.
Okay. That's all I had. Anyone else? All right,
Move to go forward.
thank you. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Michael Guida seconded it. Comments or questions? All right, Dorothy Polis, please.
Bill Hookil,
yes.
Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
Yes.
Michael Guida, Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Chadrick McCoy,
Yes.
Virginia Ferris.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, want to do elections?
yeah, we should probably do elections and then we're done with the voting things, I think, correct, Dorothy?
Yes, I believe so.
Everything else is informational?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so we will skip down to 5.02. And the elected people will take effect after this meeting instead of starting now to run the meeting. So is there a nominations are open for the position of chair?
Move to elect David Porter.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll nominate for Vice Chair Virginia.
Okay, first, I think we need to vote on chair, but anyone else want to run the meetings? Anyone?
Chadrick does.
Not me.
Going on.
All right, hearing no other nominations and the nominations are closed and members may vote now.
Aye.
Dorothy, I guess Polis then, I guess.
Yeah.
Bill Hukiel,
Yes.
David Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
Yes.
Michael Guida,
I'll pay your bills faster.
Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Chadwick McCoy,
Can I refuse to certify the votes? Yes,
Virginia Ferris.
Definitely.
yes.
Congratulations, sir.
Okay. Another hard-fought campaign. Okay, now nominations for vice chair. Michael Gelfand had already nominated Virginia. Any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. We will then vote. Go ahead, Dorothy.
Bill Hukiel,
Yes.
David Porter,
Yes.
Michael Gelfand,
Yes.
Guida,
Yes.
Sam Shannon,
Yes.
Chadwick McCoy,
Yes.
Virginia Ferris.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Virginia. Our reign continues. All right, we can now go back to staff updates.
Do you need to approve minutes while everybody's here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Any questions, comments, changes on the minutes? Hearing none, minutes are accepted.
I did, my name was
Oh.
not listed in the attendees,
Oh, okay.
so I would move to
Really?
approve with the inclusion of my name in the list of attendees. I'll talk to Dorothy about making certain the payment's okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Yes.
Michael.
Yes, yes.
All right, minutes are then approved as amended. Now we can go back to staff updates.
Okay, so it's kind of an exciting time for us. I can't tell you how many different things that are going on around the school district in the construction world. First off, I'd like to invite everyone, and if you don't have it, I'll make sure that we get the invite out. There is a dedication ceremony on Friday, tomorrow, for Garcia High School. Very, very excited about it. For those of you in the room, when you all came in the front door today, there's a brand new fabric banner, just like the other ones we've had out there, but it's a beautiful banner for of the new high school that is constructed. That our dedication ceremony on Friday is from 9 to 11. It'll be a great opportunity. It's a tour, and you get to taste some of the food, and then there'll be a celebration. So that's great. We have a dedication ceremony for a brand new school. We also have, I think West Boynton is coming up.
We don't have a set date.
We don't have a set date, but it's coming up soon. So we're excited about that one. In addition, we have a groundbreaking coming up on the 18th of January for the historic Roosevelt Full Service project. And
10 a.m.
yeah, 10 a.m. And again, we have a flyer for that. I'll make sure that we post that on the website so that if people want to come join us, we'd love to have you. This is an exciting project. It's a long time in coming. As many of you know, that's the first phase, which is we're demoing the cafeteria building and renovating that historic gymnasium and building a brand new 2-story building. This is an adult ed program. It'll probably be a little bit, potentially other programs too, but that's the intent. And then I've already told you guys that at Roosevelt, there is likely to be a phase 2, and that's to come. We're working through some of the details on that. So again, excited about that. We're doing a groundbreaking for that one. And we cannot, there's certainly a Pirtle theme today, but we can't go without letting everyone know. Just the other day, Tuesday, we had kids back at Malaluka Elementary School. Grand opening of the modernization of Malaluka. It's an absolutely incredible project. It's a great job, guys. Excellent. And from what I understand, the school was absolutely ecstatic with the outcomes. And I never want to give James too much credit, James Farrell, our SPA, but first time through, and the effort that went into it. He's practically sleeping here and against the wall, but it was a great project with a lot of excitement for the future. And again, we've got lots more coming up. We do have other groundbreakings coming up in the coming months. And as we also know, Grove Park is getting close to finish. Can't say exactly when we're going to open that because we're going to make sure that we're done well, that the school is in great shape, and we'll make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to see it. And then we'll open it up to students. So that should be forthcoming very quickly. But I will keep everybody in tune with all the many starts of projects and openings of schools that are coming up in the very near future. And I think that's it for me. Michael, did you have anything?
No, I just, one other thing we're working on, we just kicked off our capital plan season. So that's a huge effort that we do every year to set up our work for not just next year, but really for the next 10 years is really what we look out. So we started that. That's a big effort that's going to go now for the next several months to work on that and get that done. So.
And we're also looking at a potential referendum, another half-penny sales tax referendum. And so that's all being worked on together, working on the capital plan along with the potential of a referendum for additional facility renewals, as well as some other things, whether there's new schools or system-wide program improvements.
Would that also be for maintenance? I mean, to cover our future maintenance of the billions that we're putting into all the construction work?
Well, that was actually done, and I think if Leanne, I'm not sure if Leanne's even on, but she'd be better to speak to this. But yes, the current referendum has accounted for the uptick in funds, maintenance funds for long-term maintenance of these items.
Okay.
There is a potential for additional maintenance funds in the referendum. But right now, up until now, we've basically been planning towards that on the current referendum.
Because that's how we got in this position. We've never had enough maintenance money, and Tallahassee stopped giving us the money we thought we were going to get. And so we had 10 years of lack of maintenance, and then we needed to do rebuilding.
Yeah, Ms. Evans?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I know there's a reason I always chime in now they log in on these meetings. One of the challenges that we're facing, and the sales tax that we have right now is working great. It, based on everything I see, it will sunset early. And I think I've talked with this committee about that before. The next referendum, the law changed. It has to be done at a general election. So we're doing it a little earlier than we would normally do it, but it's setting up that it would take over for our current sales tax when it ends. And it will include some, I don't think of it as day-to-day maintenance, but things like replacing roofs and windows and doors.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at the value of maintenance, Council of Great City Schools years ago came out with an indicator that it should be 2 to 4% of the replacement value. That's what we should be spending every year on our schools. And that's not just the day-to-day maintenance. It's the big things that need to be done to keep the buildings up to date and working and functioning as needed. As you know, costs have gone up dramatically. You all have seen it with every contract that you're approving. So as we look at the replacement value of schools, it's gone up significantly. Our maintenance costs have gone up. I mean, just the cost of painting a building, I heard yesterday, went from $80,000 up to $500,000. It's crazy what the costs have done lately. So if we want to maintain the buildings the way we should, they're a public asset. We're going to need some extra money. Now, one of the things I was playing with is if the legislature had left the 2 mills in place, and for those of you who've been here a while, you know, back in 2008 and 9, the state reduced the school board's taxing authority from 2 mills to 1.5 mills. And it took until 2022 to get back to the amount of money we were collecting from 2008. It was that dramatic of a shift. If they had left it at 2 mills, that value would have risen up with the value of property in Palm Beach County. It would really align with the whole concept of how we should be funding maintenance of buildings. So that's what leads us into the position we're in, that We don't have enough money. And one of the promises I made when we did the last referendum is that we would increase spending to cover maintenance, and we did. We bumped it up from about 39 million to 100 million a year for everything, barring construction, but everything else. The problem is the costs have gone up so much faster than anything else, and we've actually been increasing it all along. But the value of property and the cost of doing the basic maintenance has gone up so much that we do need to go to the voters again. I see Mr. Sanchez on the phone. He may want to chime in if I missed anything or misspoke.
Yeah, I was going to go to him next. Yes.
No, Leanne always does a great job with that. So she claims that she doesn't know as much as she knows, but she knows a ton about facilities and maintenance. So, but yeah, I just want to echo that we're very sensitive to the point that Mr. Porter's making, is that we're making all this investment in our schools, and we just need to make sure that we're continuing to maintain it as necessary. So, I think we're doing a pretty good job with that. We could always use more money. We could always use more people. Right now, we still have some openings in our maintenance department. We need to continue to try to fill those positions. We've brought on this year a HR partner specifically for operations, and we're doing monthly job fairs and stuff like that to make sure we have the people in place to keep things maintained. So that's a big emphasis for me, is to make sure we have the people that's necessary, because we do all these big projects all the time, but yeah, it's the small stuff. We don't fix the leak fast enough, or if you don't, you don't plug a hole fast enough, then things become out of control. So yeah, that's definitely an area of focus for us, for sure.
The HR person, if they're not already, should be making visits to the construction academies that we have, because they're already trained, ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah, and we do use those academies to feed our intern program, our summer intern program, and that's been very successful for us as well.
I'm glad that maintenance is on the front of our minds now, because it had to get to the back of our minds previously, and that's why we're spending a lot of money for reconstruction.
Right. Yeah.
So good. That answers my question. Okay, I guess that was
staff updates.
That was staff updates.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're down now to your in-progress work.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna, because I recognize that when I do this presentation every month, a lot of it's the same. So we're gonna quickly scroll through it. I don't know how fast, Dorothy, you can go hit it. Keep going. Those are the projects. You see the reds and the blues. The reds are the CCNA. That's the predefined term contracts, and the blues are the RFPs. We've done the same thing on the next slide, the GMPs coming.
The ones in red above, are they also the ones that we had pre-selected, like 10 architects and 10?
That's what I mean.
That group.
Yeah, that's the,
I see. Okay.
the term contracts for
Yes.
the architects and the
Okay.
CMARs.
Good.
Yep,
That process has been working well,
it has.
and our distribution to different contractors and architects has worked?
Yes, that's, we work very, very closely. That's why
Good.
Barbara's in our building. Even though she's part of purchasing, part of a whole different division, she's in our building because we work side by side with them.
Excellent.
On making sure that's.
Good. Keep going.
Okay, I'm not going to go through these. You can all, please feel free to read them. These are some of the upcoming items that we've got going. Keep going. Facility renewals. There's a lot of them. And I mean, Dreyfus is one of the big ones. I've got a couple. I got the Glade Central one, and I do have Pahokee High School, both facility renewals ongoing. You'll see those. Go ahead and keep scrolling through. Lake Worth High, Santa Lucius, and Whispering Pines. Whispering Pines has got a lot of work going on all the way around. We've got the modulars, I think, in one of the futures. From our photos, you can scroll through those quickly. Some new doors at Highland that got done over winter break. Grove Park. As I say, all the classrooms, the offices have new furniture installed. The main parking lot has a first lift. It's moving towards completion. I think we've got some decent photos coming up. Our big ones, our big challenges are some of the utilities and the site work, as you'll attest. Go ahead and slide to the pictures, Dorothy. So you can kind of see the building itself is in great shape. The landscaping, the sidewalks that you can see the freshly poured sidewalks there. And I think these photos are a few weeks late because we got quite a bit of progress done over Christmas break, over the winter break, sorry. Keep going. Okay, Maluka. I went about as simple as I could on this one. Just said, we had an open house on Monday. It was a great success. All the parents were super excited about it. And then Tuesday, school opened. And we did not put any photos of kids in it. So we dug through, James got me some photos of the school. Actually, I think that one actually might be, you can see all the cars in the parking lot. So that might have been, that was Monday, I think. So there were teachers in the school on these photos. There's some of the interior and exterior. That's the big courtyard in the middle.
Back up to the area, that area.
Aerial.
One more up,
Up
please.
to the aerial.
Yeah, oh, right.
That one right there.
What is the dark black area in that lower left corner? Is that the outdoor play area?
That is the indoor pavilion and the blacktop area. That is the last piece of the puzzle that's being finalized now. It's actually all blue as of right now. But on Monday, it was all basically, you can basically see the blue underneath the canopy of the pavilion. So the rest of that blacktop is just a primer. The rest of it will be blue and striped, and basketball courts will be finished
Oh, I see.
next week.
So the little building on there is the covered.
That's the covered.
That's the covered canopy.
Pavilion, yes, sir.
So the covered part was done. It was just horizontal stuff wasn't done.
Yeah, it's just basically finishing the blacktop and the basketball, volleyball courts and the striping.
Did you give kids all little paintbrushes to go out there and paint the line?
Dr. Moppin was going to put my picture on the morning announcements and let them all know it was my fault that it was not complete. So, Jen, yeah, we're hoping it'll be done in the next week or so.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay, so a couple of outdoor photo in that big courtyard. It's a beautiful space. Some of the interior classrooms. There's a media center space. So yay, well done. Next one up. Now, like I said, applauding all the work that's been completed. We're kicking off projects. Pine Grove has been underway. You'll see Building 1 is the brand new building. Building 2 and 3 are two buildings that are being renovated. And this is a school that, well, when we go to the aerial, I'll show you. Go ahead, scroll to the aerial photograph. Okay, not that one. That's the tilt panels. Here's the overview. You can see the new building being constructed. That's Building 1. That's all going to be done by August. Building 2 and 3 is the black, yeah, those two. Exactly. Those two right there are the Building 2 and 3. Those are being renovated. And the big donut in the front is the existing school. That's where the kids are now. And when this is done, when Building 1, 2, and 3 are done for August, and we'll move all the kids out, and then we'll knock down the donut and and create the parking lot out of that. You'll see down in the bottom right-hand corner, we actually have the temporary parking lot from. That's actually a park. That's the city park that I think it's a city park that we utilize, and we have an interlocal agreement with them.
So that asphalt gets torn up and it goes back to grass?
Goes back to grass.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a disposable. So a couple of photos of the flying of the new work. So Winbrook. Now that Maluka is done, Maluka had been for the last year and a half housed in the holding campus at Crestwood Middle School. So they've now vacated that. They're in their new school, and Winbrook couldn't wait because they are now out of their school. Winbrook has now, over winter break, has moved into the holding campus, and they are now operating there. And they will be operating there for the next year and a half while Winbrook gets demolished and modernized. And as a matter of fact, I think they're doing asbestos abatement right now, and I would imagine in the next couple of weeks, demolition will start at Winbrook, and we'll certainly look forward to showing photos of that coming forward. Next, those photos, yeah, you can kind of see. It's Delray, okay. Moving on to Delray. We actually had a little event at Delray in the gymnasium for the community. We had a community meeting with the board member, and it was a success. Generally, it was a success. We realized that we need sound attenuation in the gymnasium. It is loud and it echoes. So what my joke, of course, is the gymnasium is absolutely beautiful. It's great. It was an awesome It's got a beautiful stage and a huge room for lots of large events. It would be great if there were a basketball game going on because the crowd would certainly win. So we've got some work to do to attenuate some of the noise, but otherwise it's incredible. The main building, the two-story building is ready to go. I don't know I think we've gotten TCO or I think we're about to get TCO on that. And in very short order, the modular should be done so that we'll be able to move everybody out of the old building and move them into the new buildings. And just like Roosevelt, we've got a phase 2 on this one. We have money to renovate the old historic buildings. Actually, you can see that on that photo, it's kind of hard to see, but on the aerial that's there, you can kind of see the front building, the two long ones right at the bottom of it. One of those two is going to be renovated. And there's building 12 is off to the side. That's the cafeteria building that'll be turned into a culinary arts academy building. So that's our next phase. We're about to get rolling on that, start the selection process to finish out that campus.
All gymnasiums are going to have acoustical problems because they're all hard surfaces and big boxes.
Yes.
So why didn't we kind of pre-plan for designing something for that? And all of a sudden we went, oop.
Now, there are noise attenuation devices there, just not enough.
Oh.
So one of the other places we've seen, we're probably gonna have to hang from the center, a lot of the acoustical panels.
Diffuse the sound.
To try to diffuse. So that is, it's a work in progress. It was accounted for, but not to the extent we realized once we got out there and needed it. So
Was that a design error? Because that's something that can be designed for in terms of reduction of sound.
well, we don't, in a lot of our gymnasiums, which are in fact used as, community spaces and such, we have the same level on this school that we do on most of our gymnasiums. The difference is we don't have any bleachers here. Bleachers come out, take up a big portion of the space.
Yeah.
This, it's wall to wall, from edge to edge. There are no bleachers. So it's a lot bigger. And so that's part of what.
That's a big
where
difference.
It changed the
Dynamic.
dynamic, yeah.
That's for sure. Okay.
So we're excited about this. This will be open, the new building and the gymnasium, and the modulars are the ones that are lagging behind, but we're going to get them moved in very quickly in the next, I'll say in the next month or two, let's say. Next. Yes, Ms. Ferris.
I'm just curious as to why there's no bleachers. You're not anticipating that an event held in there might need some seating?
Not stadium seating. There are a great number of chairs and a storage space for those chairs that we can literally fill up the entire room with chairs. And I don't know offhand what the actual person occupancy is, but it's pretty big. But it is not. I'm envisioning it the way a gymnasium would. Where you'd have a wood floor and baskets at the ends. We do not have baskets at the ends. We do not have a wood floor any longer. It's now just a larger space. So those side bleachers are now designed to just accommodate floor seats.
So it's just a big open space.
Big giant open space.
It's not really a gymnasium anymore. It's just big auditorium.
Yeah, we call it the gymnasium because that's what it has been historically.
Okay.
But there's no stage, is there?
There is a stage.
There is.
There is a stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that would also be good for any kind of hurricane type relief after a hurricane for people to go into a shelter or something like that.
Not necessarily, because it's not brought up to very current standards as far as the structural integrity for a storm shelter. So yes, it can withstand current hurricane codes, but with storm shelters, we look to have further enhanced.
Category 5, right?
The roof has been redone, for example. So your point about it's not.
We could use it for a space for people to go after.
Afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a hardened facility to
With backup water supply and all that. It doesn't have that stuff.
generator and whatnot, so.
Okay.
Okay. Timber Trace, core expansion's a real small one. We're basically done. I know you probably heard. But we've been serving food since week after Thanksgiving, and the main building addition is now complete, and they're doing a lot of punch lists, locks, doors, not operating the way they want to function, tweaking those. But otherwise,
My daughter graduated from there 28 years ago. I think we've been working there since then.
probably, yeah. We do a lot of really good things, and sometimes we have little hiccups. And what Mr. Porter's referring to is the fact that we've done, in about 6 years, we've been working on, we did the facility renewal, and now we've done we did some security enhancements, and we've done the core expansion. And it's a nonstop. It would have been best to do it all at one time, but also we did so while keeping the school operational the whole time. We didn't want to just close the place out. Yes, Mr. McCoy.
Patrick.
Yes, I would echo those sentiments that I heard Mr. Porter say. My son's in the 3rd grade, and I noticed the progress at Timber Trace, and it went pretty swiftly, and I was really impressed. So I would definitely say great job on that project.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next. Dorothy, we have minor projects.
That's all she's doing, that one page?
That's it. No, she's got some under design and some under construction. That's it. So she's and we're transitioning Judd over to do some of her work now too. So she's going to sit back and eat bonbons and take it.
So don't tell us you filed for drop. Yes.
Yes, you can see the order of magnitude of the types of things. Yeah, we're going to avoid that topic altogether.
Okay.
It's painful. You see the order of magnitude of the types of projects that Dorothy is working through. The one in the middle there, Fulton Holland's recruitment and retention, just a little office churn, creating spaces, putting walls, doors, new furniture, whatnot. So it's as little as that to some of our major projects like the K Cunningham Canal Point, restroom building, pavilion. These are good, decent sized minor projects. So
We've got 5 media center projects, renovations going on right now.
Wow.
and excited because Dwyer High School, as a matter of fact, their media center, knock on wood, word I got yesterday was mid to late February should be complete. So this is a great, that's for us, it's the little things where, and I know I've got James sitting in here and his wife is an AP at Dwyer, and I know they're going to greatly appreciate that little impact. Make a huge difference for them.
So you probably get nightly reports and rib jabs like, hey, how come this isn't being done? Hey, I don't like that color.
I don't know if Dorothy knows, but now my wife is actually overseeing that project. So yeah, I get a little bit more questions nowadays. I try to stay neutral.
So, yeah, so that's for me, that's why I love what Dorothy does basically is reminding everybody like it's the little things. Yes, we talk about building big projects and new schools and modernizations and whatnot, and they take a lot of effort. But our little things, what we refer to as little projects, have a huge impact on our students. And you can see it when we go in there and they're so excited to have brand new furniture. I mean, furniture, you think, but it is a huge, huge impact for these students and the teachers. You know, they feel better about the spaces they're working in. So
We have right around 200 active projects for minor projects alone, just constantly. So as things finish up, new ones start. So it's a lot.
Okay. Any questions for staff?
When was the Garcia High School dedication? What time?
it is tomorrow at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Okay, no other questions. We were given a follow-up page late yesterday as well. I looked through it. It didn't seem like there was anything needed for discussion today. Anyone have any issues on follow-up? Okay. We've done the rest of the meeting. Anything for our next meeting that somebody specifically wants staff to bring back, other than continue on our follow-ups?
I just had a question as to why under date of next meeting, it says scheduled for, rather than just the date. Is there a debate about what the date's going to be?
Dorothy is shaking her head no.
No.
That means it is.
The way it's been on the agenda for forever. So
Must have missed that. Okay.
we just change the date each month, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and the board had approved the schedule in December for all the January board meetings. So I think you guys may have, Dorothy, you may have sent out
She did.
all those invites, like you said, sometime in December.
I did.
All the meetings coming up. And unfortunately, that's just we're beholden to when the board makes the decision on when their
It's
board.
also on the agenda if anybody wants to pull it up. Court schedule 9.04.
Okay, anything else by anyone? Okay, then we are adjourned.
Just want to say Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year all.
Happy New Year. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Take care.